Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to the Rising Stars Gen Z Entrepreneurs Seminar, co-organized by Hong Kong TDC and the Hong Kong Federation of Youth Groups. Please join me to welcome our panel speaker and moderator to the stage. First of all, we have Mr. Brian Wu, co-founder of Pokeguide. Mr. Ugochi Owo, CEO of Flindel. Next, we have Mr. Ryan Lee, Chief Financial Officer of OAO Limited. Then we have Mr. Maurice Chang, CEO and co-founder of Mindplus AI, to join the panel's discussion. Let's give them a warm welcome and invite them to the stage. Without further ado, let me pass the time to our moderator, Brian. Brian, the floor is yours.
Thank you. So, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the session, Rising Stars Gen Z Entrepreneurs. I'm Brian Ho, co-founder of Pokeguide, a navigation app that helps people how to go from place to place. So I'm the moderator of today. Thank you for inviting me to be the role of this. So today we discussed the journeys of our exciting Gen Zs here. So because I'm too old, I'm not Gen Z, I confess, but all people here should love to listen to exciting stories that they have to go through their entrepreneurship journey. So without further ado, let's jump to asking them questions so that you guys know what they are, who they are, and what they're doing. So first of all, Ugochi, may we do it in this way? So may you introduce yourself and introduce your company as well?
Hi, everybody. I'm Ugochi Owo. I'm the CEO and founder of a company called Flindel, which is in the reverse logistics space. So if you're wanting to return an item from a store that you don't want anymore, we help make that process easier. I also am the CEO and founder of another company called Cohort AI that allows for you to digitally replicate yourself and have your AI agent working and earning a wage on your behalf.
Yeah, so I'm the co-founder and CFO of OAO Limited. I'm Ryan. So what OAO Limited actually does is we are a 3D scanning and 3D technology company. So what we mainly work on is do 3D scannings on dissected bodies and also specimens for medical schools and medical institutions. So we host the platform for them to host the 3D models, for them to facilitate their learning for professors. They can do annotations, notes for them for their medical schools learning. So we try to facilitate and make the efficiency for medical students learning better with our 3D scanning technology and also 3D hosting technology.
So good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Maurice, a co-founder of a startup called Mindplus AI Limited. What we are doing AI technology to diagnose the eye disease for Hong Kong citizens. So basically, every single month we will do screenings in the community center, shopping mall, or even elderly centers. So as to provide a free service back to Hong Kong society. And we are actually selling another apps called OptiOne, which is actually a booking system which can refer our AI report to our optometrists and ophthalmologists in Hong Kong so as to save time and save costs for our customers.
Okay, all of you guys know who they are right now. So the next question is, what inspired you for this entrepreneurship journey? Why do you do this startup, or how do you start it?
I think for me, it's a combination of two different things, but really one. I came from an entrepreneurial family. My dad was an executive at Shell before getting involved in politics in Nigeria. And I am American, Canadian, and Nigerian. And in Nigerian culture, it is not common for women to be in the business room. And my dad would take me to his meetings as a kid and say, "It's okay, Ugochi, this is going to be you one day." And I believed growing up as a little girl that I could be whatever I wanted to be. And when I ended up going through the International Baccalaureate program in high school in Canada, I had one teacher that was obsessed with Steve Jobs. So every class, he would wear a black turtleneck sweater, blue Levi's jeans, and end every class with one last thing. And that thing would usually be homework. And one day, we watched a movie called Pirates of Silicon Valley, which channels the life of Steve Jobs and Bill Gates. And I'm 14 years old watching the movie, and I'm like, I want to be that. How do I do that? And I asked him that after class, and he said, you need to learn how to code. So that was how I got into the space. I ended up learning programming, and then I started my first company, Flindel, when I was 19, and then we're currently in the process of M&A with that.
Yeah, so for my company is quite a funny story because like I used to work with the Faculty of Medicine in CUHK. So what I work for is do 3D scanning for them for a book they want to publish. But then one night when I was working with my dorm mate, who is also one of the co-founder of the company, he's a medical student, so he's studying hard. We're studying till 3 a.m. in the morning, and I was working on the 3D models that I was trying to work on for the publication for the medical school. But then I found that he is looking at the paper on all those specimens and dissections with pen and paper. It's really difficult for him to study. He's scratching his head. He feels difficult in studying all those material with just pen and paper. But then here on my computer, there's a 3D model on the specimens he's actually studying. So why don't I just combine them together so I can let all these specimens and also dissected models for their medical education? So then I found one of my classmates, who is also now our company's CEO, Samuel. So we try to work on a better version for the medical students to study. But at that time, I was actually using industrialized 3D scanners, which is really, really trouble. So we need a week to do the 3D models, and we try to work on the ways to make it more accessible to do 3D scannings. Even the medical students, medical professors can do the scannings in the class by themselves. So we start to work on the technology and also consult my roommate and also my co-founder right now, Elson, to see how we can help the medical study and also the medical education with the 3D technology while doing the medical informations.
So my story to go back to 2022 when I first got the early stage glaucoma. And it actually spent me around 5,000 Hong Kong dollars to finally diagnose that I got early stage glaucoma. They didn't include the treatment cost and the other post-diagnosis treatments, but even expensive, even in Hong Kong, because although I have the best optometrist in Hong Kong, even nowadays she is one of the best, but because teenagers like me didn't always got glaucoma, it's a real disease for teenagers like us. So she actually have a lot of different devices for testing me and help me to check, but still it takes around like 2 days to finally diagnose that I got the correct diseases. And that's how I want to know why eyes are such an amazing organs in our whole bodies. And surprisingly, I got supervisors in CHK allowing me to work under his name as a research intern at that time. And I worked a lot of PhD. Sorry. Sorry. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I want to share my story a little bit longer. Sorry about that.
Up to here.
So I actually, I work in a research laboratory in CHK, and I done a kind of a brilliant job, I want to say, as an undergraduate student there. And then I trying to figure out, after I published some papers on a journey, what else? The paper just sit there and waiting for others researchers to break my record, to build up another better, faster AI models compared to mine. So to think, why don't I just put my research product into the market, try to commercialize it, and try to see if it can really help people or not? I always told my other co-founders that it may fail, it doesn't matter at all. As long as our AI models can search for one early stage patient that may be skipped by our optometrists or ophthalmologists in Hong Kong, that's worth already, right? So what we're trying to do is to use all our power, use all our knowledge and skills, and trying to adopt them into the market.
Yeah, cool. I mean, to conclude, it's like if you want to push yourself to start your business, so first of all, watch some good TV programs, or find it, or have some good roommates, or even try to find out what are the pain points you have encountered during your personal life. Maybe then you can come up with some very good idea to start the business. So as I repeat, I'm an ODs while you guys are Gen Z. So what do you think your unique advantage or strengths that you guys have compared to us who are ODs, and how this can help your business, or how this can help you grow your business or make it better than our business?
I think that I'm probably the oldest Gen Z here, but I'm literally born like right on the cusp. I think that the advantage that folks have is that you grow up. Everyone grew up in the digital age, so meaning that you grew up with the fat computers, and then you saw the fat computers turn to skinny computers, and then you grew up seeing MySpace turn to Facebook, turn to like different things. So I think the cool thing about it is that you're able to understand the rate of innovation, and you're able to also keep up with it, right? And I think that the interesting thing about that is that even when having conversations with Gen Alpha, which is like the new people, and what's quite interesting about that is that when starting my new company, Afoot AI, which is in the artificial intelligence space, specifically consumer, I had never done anything consumer before related. So I had to start researching about how people communicate and things like that. But then being part of a generation that's a catalyst for change allows for you to, not only keep up with the rate of change, but you also know what's going on, right? So like we're the better consultants, for example, for how to market to our demographic because we are part of that demographic versus hiring folks that think about things theoretically. We're able to act on things practically, which is pretty special and powerful.
Yeah, so I think being Gen Z, one of the main strengths for us to start a business is we are rule breaking. So what I mean by rule breaking is actually we were born and grow up in a digital world. We are more connected to the world because we have Instagram, we have Facebook, we have scroll around all the contents, all the information we can have. So we always see things we can absorb a lot of information from different perspectives, and we are always trying to break how the traditional way is doing. Just like what my company is also doing, so everyone is talking about, at the time, everyone is talking about 3D scanners, so they go with industrial scanners, but how come we go with scanning with just a mobile phone, just an iPhone? It's because we absorb a lot of information from the internet. From Gen Z, we always try to use Google. Now everyone is using ChatGPT and all those AI tools right now, right? So for Gen Z, we are going through different perspectives and from different point of view from all around the world, not only in Hong Kong, even UK, even Asia, Africa, all around the globe. So we have more information gathered from the internet. So it makes us actually rule breaking because we conclude all these informations and all these ideas and born our own idea. So it makes us a more innovative generations. That is one thing that I think is most important thing for an entrepreneur, and also in the entrepreneur world, that you always need to go with a new idea and always catching up with the world. And that, as Gen Z, we are always, when we are trying to scrape all these informations, all this idea from the world, we are making ourselves more innovative and making us a better entrepreneur in this generation.
More realistic. Am I something very bored that my mic keep having problems?
I mean, you can speak like this. I mean, just need to hold.
One, two, three. Hi. Hi. Okay, thank you, Ryan. Yes, I'm a person who is a little bit more realistic. I would say Gen Z, generally, they have a better environment compared to our last generation. I mean, our parents who do not require that much from us compared to our grandparents. For example, my mom, when she was a student, back to the date, she actually to go to factory to work, like to earn a livings for their family, supporting their family's members to have supporting their younger brother, younger sister for their schools. So I don't think the society expect that much on us, because like we are born in a beloved family. Our family didn't require that much. We only need to attend the schools and then attend some like private tutors later on after schools, and then we can build up our habits, play sports, play music, do whatever we want. And I guess part of us as a Gen Z, we start to be an innovator, entrepreneur. And we try to think how we can adopt what we learn in school to the outside world. So I guess that's an important step for us as a Gen Z, because we have so many tools, as you just shared, a ChatGPT, iPhone, a smartphone, computers, website, Googles. So we have a lot of sources, a lot of tools to achieve what we want. So I guess that's a big improvement for us as a Gen Z, especially we are in this very tech-growing generation. And I assume that the Gen Alpha, our next generation, will be even better than us. I mean, you can see there are a lot of booths that are hosted by secondary school students outside there. I mean, we start our business at universities after we graduate, but like they're already having their own business, their own very brilliant ideas when they are secondary school students. So, I mean, yeah, in the next generation, maybe we have primary school students having their own business. Who can tell?
I should ask my son. My sons are now in primary school. I should ask them to business. Yeah, I mean, they give really good sharing. I really agree because I'm kind of oldies that when at the very beginning when I was studying in schools, when I want to file to answer my questions, I would just read from books. I mean, go to the library and find books. But now they just type into Google to search, or even just ask some LLMs, then you can get all the answers. I mean, the way to access the information, how you are used to social media and other things that can broadcast to the world much easier than before, or even like how the way you deal with the things compared to the oldies like me, is a really significant difference. Why nowadays Gen Zs or even like primary school, secondary students can start their business so quickly because I would say the barrier of entry is a bit lower than the others. And that comes to the other questions like, how do you handle failure in your startup journey? Because like when there are some new coming people coming here quite easier than before, then how you may encounter some failure. I mean, I hope no, but if you have any, just share like how can you handle it?
I think that Nigerian culture is kind of similar to Asian culture in the sense that if any of you guys have any Nigerian friends, like very, very, very studious, failure is not an option, generally growing up. So I remember when I got my first B, I was in the second grade, and I remember the fact that I still remember it meant that it was a very big deal because I felt that I had just disappointed my whole life, and life was ending with this B. And in reality, is that in life you're gonna get B's, C's, D's, F's sometimes. And I think that for myself, when I was first starting, I came from a pretty privileged family, so I was used to having life kind of work my way growing up to an extent because of those privileges. And then when I got into the tech industry, I was like taking the subway to a meeting, and I'm like getting ready for the meeting, and the VC would say no. And I was so shocked. I'm like, what do you mean no? Like, I'm the best thing you've ever met. What do you mean? And I was not at the time, right? And I think that what failure does, or those micro no's, allow for you to be able to learn and assess. And then as a person, for me, what I ask myself now is not, oh my goodness, why is this happening to me? But what is the situation trying to teach me, right? And when you become coachable and teachable and introspective, then life starts to unfold for you, right? Because you now have an attitude that positions you to look for serendipity. And serendipity is my favorite thing in life because it allows for you to be prepared for the happy, random occurrences that can happen in life. If you have an attitude that I must, succeed no matter what, that's very, very good. But success may look like there's multiple paths to get to your end goal. So as long as you stay married to the vision, not married to the destination or the journey, life becomes easier for you and more bearable. And then the micro failures, the B's and the C's and the D's do not end you, but it gives you hope for tomorrow that eventually you will get that A.
Yeah, I really agree. Is that yeah? So in our school life, like when I'm growing up in secondary schools or in uni, it's like professors and teachers not gonna tell you that you sucks. You're gonna do it. Not gonna do it. They got still keep motivating you and tell you to maybe you can do better. But in real life, especially being an entrepreneur, you face failure and downs a lot. Like you get rejected by VCs, you don't win a competition, you don't got the sales. But what's next? Where's the motivation? Now the VC is not gonna motivate you and tell you that, okay, is actually good, you can keep going, but I'm not gonna put the money in there. So where the motivation goes is how me and my team on failure is actually we don't move on. So we don't just fail it and move on for the next one. We need to reorganize, we need to review, and we need to improve. What is the problem with it? What is the problem with this failure? Why we are failing today? So after sales, maybe we don't get the sales, or we got rejected by VC. We seek for some guidance, or we always ask where did we did not well, or what can we improve? So we're always reviewing on ourselves and also reviewing on our product. After sometimes we don't get sales from maybe a uni, we often ask them where we can do better so it can make you to get to buy our product. So after that, we weekly do meetings on what the competitions, what the sales. After we fail, we try to figure out what is the point to get us keep improving, what is the point to motivate us to keep our product going on. There's definitely some days that you feel like the product is not going to work. We should just shut the company down. But you need to always motivate yourself with these improvement by yourself. You need to figure it all by yourself right now. Not someone is going to motivate you like you can keep going, but yourself and your own team to keep figuring out the points to improve yourself, and don't just move on. You need to move on to keep applying for competitions, going to other VCs and keep selling your product, but don't move on with the problem. There's definitely a problem when you fail, but you need to keep improving on it and go on with the next one with it.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Failure is actually something very normal, something very common. Even when you are not starting a business, sometimes when you're doing research, studying for your master's or PhD, it's something very normal, always happen at all. So I'm lucky. For me, I have the research background, which makes me very adept to getting banned from others, especially my supervisors, always banning my ideas. But I'm also lucky enough to have a very nice and perfect co-founder teams. I grabbed a medical student from CHK. I grabbed another CS student and computer science students from Hong Kong U, which actually supports me a lot when we are having challenges or failures. Yes, sometimes you fail not because you didn't do things enough or didn't preparation in a very correct way. But the point is, sometimes there are accidents. Maybe sometimes the VC just not in a good mood. Sometimes there is just some accident stopping you to meet him early that last week, and then the chance just like skip away. So just don't blame yourself for didn't get things done. There are a lot of things that as an entrepreneur we need to do every single day. Some are admin stuff, some are like important coding stuff, bug issues. Try just to make one thing done every single day. I think that's very important, especially when you have only limited resources, limited human power at your company. So I know as an entrepreneur, as a CEO of a company, we need to have look further, plan further, like have a 5 years plan, 10 years plan. But in every single day, we focus on what we must fix, what we need to do, and to do that first. And day after day, you will figure out, oh, so you have already built a lot of stuff, meaningful stuff that people are using. You have already solved a lot of questions that you thought you can't solve back in the day, like 1 year or 2 years ago. So step by step, slowly and slowly, you'll get better.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, they have shared a lot. I mean, to conclude, like embracing the failure, finding like how you can improve from time to time, improve from the failure, and also share your failure to others to see if others can help you, and do delegations and dedication as well, like dedication of a day is the key to overcome failures and make yourself better. So who inspires, I mean, who is the biggest, who brings the biggest inspiration as an entrepreneur?
My biggest inspiration is my dad. So I'm a daddy's girl. I grew up watching him do his thing, and then that encouraged me to do my thing. And then even to today, I am a person that gets up at 4 a.m. every morning, regardless of what time zone I'm in. And my dad has this rule that no matter who he's in a meeting with, whether it's a vice president or whomever, he'll always answer the phone. So we usually do strategy sessions every morning, and I run my ideas and thoughts by him. If there's a deal that I have that's live that I'm negotiating, I'll usually have my dad in my ear, like kind of as my quarterback or coach, coaching me on what to do. So I just generally feel like super, super thankful for that experience and exposure growing up.
Yeah, my inspiration is quite funny because it's from a TV show called Silicon Valley. Is the main character of it is called Richard Hendricks. So when I first watched that TV show, is actually I haven't started my entrepreneurship journey yet. But after I started the company, I watched back the TV show, and it feels like exactly the same that I'm facing right now. But then I can see the main character, Richards, is keep going on with his journey. He's stubborn with his ideas. All the team members, all the people are spending his idea in the show, but he just keep going on. But that is the same thing with my company and myself as well. So people are banning your ideas. So what? So in the TV show, he's keep going on. So maybe I should keep going on as well. So keep watching that TV show just give me the inspiration to be an entrepreneur, even though it's not real. It's just a TV show. It gives a lot of motivation and give me a lot of inspiration on how to keep going with the company and how to be an entrepreneur. And I would definitely suggest everyone who wants to be an entrepreneur to watch that show. Is definitely a great one, and it can give a lot of inspiration to everyone who wants to be an entrepreneur or being an entrepreneur.
Yes, I also watched that. Really cool. Yeah.
So I'll definitely watch that later on, after the talk later. Sadly, I do not have a supportive parents, just a traditional, typical Asian parents who, my mom just asked me last, when will you get a normal job? Instead of going in somewhere else every day wearing a suit, but not earning a lot of money. So I guess I would like to share something private. Who inspired me is my girlfriend. Why so? She is actually a co-founder of OAO Limited, Ryan's company.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I met her 2 years ago when I'm struggling in my research project, still publishing another meaningful but useless paper on the journal. She is working very hard, having meetings like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. For OAO stuff. And I guess why you need to push yourself too much for a company that at the time not yet earning money, but now of course they're successful. So I start to talk to her, and she shared something that I think may be very worth trying in the future. So that's why I grabbed another members that I know, something that I think will suit to be my co-founders and then to start my business. And yes, I figured out that the journey, the process is very attractive, very inspiring. Although I don't think I will end well. I don't think I will have a good ending with the company, but still, I think I will really suggest every single student related to start their own business, to try this process. We are young, we are Gen Z, right? We have nothing to lose. Just we'll spend wasting 1 to 2 to 3 years on this journey, but at the end of the day, you will learn a lot, including communications, how to make your ideas realistic, how to fine-tune something you want. So I think that's the most important point.
Okay. I mean, I feel scared after listening to them because it's some are working starting from 4 a.m. and then and then the other one work till for a late night. So how to strike the work-life balance? Because when you are being an entrepreneur, you will be 100% or even more than 100% immersed in the startup. So how can you strike the balance and have your personal life? Or do you have personal life?
I think that work-life balance is a choice. Your priorities are a choice. So you have to figure out what matters to you and prioritize those things. And for me, family matters the most to me. So spending time with my siblings when I can. I have 4 younger siblings. We'll all at least try to get together on FaceTime since we all live in different parts of the world. Often I'm spending time, with I'm an aunt to, my godkids and things like that. So spending time with people that matter in my life is very important. Honestly, I did not fully realize that. I realized it theoretically, but not practically until this year. So what had happened was that I always used to make fun of the people whose parents were like, okay, bye guys, see you in 6 months, until I became that to everyone in my life, where I wasn't showing up to my friends' weddings or showing up to anniversaries, baby showers, things like that, because I was so busy chasing this dream that, you know, like was going really, really well. But I realized that at the end of the day, I was like coming back to nothing, which was actually quite a very intense experience. So it wasn't until a very close family member of mine got sick earlier this year that I paused all of the traveling from here to there, to like stay and spend a bit of time with family and being present and, you know, learning who these people are and all of that. So I think, yeah, your priorities choice. So if your priority is your friends, then you make time for your friends. If your priorities are your family, you make time for your family. And work will always be there, but you need to make time for the things that are important to you. So for me, that's my family, friends, and then also, of course, my company.
Yeah, time management is a very difficult question for myself as well. Because like, other than an entrepreneur, I just graduated last year. So during that time, I still need to go to school. And at the same time, I'm also an athlete. I train 5 days to 6 days a week. So how do I manage my time I always feel like the time is not enough for me. But I didn't try to prioritize to cut my athlete's life. So what I try to do is cut my time into free slots. So athlete time in the morning. So I wake up in 6 a.m. in the morning to go to the field to train. And then after the training, I'll go to lunch and get back to the office and work on my office work till afternoon. And after that, it's probably my studying time to work on my academic stuff. So, but why do I cut it into like this is because I try to make the things more efficient if I put it in the same slot. So I don't need to get to training and do my company work or my academic work, but I focus on the same thing at the same time slot, maybe just 4 to 5 hours per slot, but it makes myself to keep focused on only that 5 hours, not trying to look at my phone, not trying to do the other stuff, go to the toilet or have a look at YouTube yet. But I try to focus on the thing with a slot, so I cut my life into 3 slots. So I try to keep my athlete's life, my entrepreneur life, and also my school time during last year. But this year is getting better, so I graduated, so is way more easier for my time management. But I think if you have a lot of things to do, maybe try to make a time for that focus time. So it feels more efficient for myself that I don't need to switch around things, switch around content. I don't need to study for a while and go to company work for a while and go back to academic stuff. So it makes me feel more focused and more efficient with my time. But yeah, I'm still bad at time management because I always I still hope that more time can be given to me for do more things right now.
For me, I guess just pick the one you feel happy with. For example, if you feel happy with family, spend more time with family. If you feel happy with playing sport, then play sport in the morning. Everyone have different responsibility. Me, I'm a son of my family. I'm a boss of a company. I'm a student. I am also a researcher under a laboratories. There are many things that we need to do every single day, as I just shared. Just pick the one that you think you love it, you like it, and you have motivation for it. You want to spend your treasure time on like something that you don't like. For example, researching or doing things that you don't like. Try to make things happen that you enjoy it. You enjoy the process, you enjoy the result, no matter it's good or not. For me, I started a company that trying to help the elderly with the eye disease problem and the early stage teenagers in Hong Kong. When I'm trying to make something happen to help them, I'm happy. I enjoy the process. I enjoy debugging. I enjoy couldn't find a bug and then trying to go to others. So all the things make me happy, even though I may not like it like 2 to 3 years later. But at least at this moment, I'm happy with it. I'm comfortable. So I like what I'm doing. I enjoy what I'm doing. So just pick the one that you like to do it.
Yeah, great. I mean, really thank you all for your insightful sharing with us today. I mean, now we'd like to open the floor for questions. So, I mean, it's very simple, just scan the QR code and then choose A5, type your questions. No one knows it is you asking a question. So actually, I've got plenty of questions already. I mean, I just picked one. So, okay, this person says he wants to start his own entrepreneurial journey as well. So they would like to seek for your advice, like just one advice, like how you should inspire him to start their work. He's still struggling. I mean, whether he wants to do it or not, like, what do you want to inspire him?
Don't do it until you have like conviction of something. So don't, like, I think that it's very trendy to get into entrepreneurship and all of that, but you should only do it once you have the conviction, which is like, this is the specific idea or the specific problem that I'm trying to solve. For me, at least, when I first got into the space, it was because I was living in Canada and ordering things from the States, and there was no easy way to return things, so therefore I felt like I needed to be the person to return things. For my new company, it's a similar situation where I didn't have enough time in the day, and I was like, well, I should be able to clone myself, and then that's how that happened, right? Once you have conviction about something, that's when you start. Not necessarily conviction about entrepreneurship as a whole, otherwise you'll just kind of like be floating in that person that floats for like 10, 20 years. But when you have conviction about a certain idea or problem, and when you're fixated on it, that's when you should start.
Yeah, I think my word would be simple, is just go and do it. Like, often my friends ask me that, oh, should I go for entrepreneurship? Should I start a company? Should I go for something? But I often ask one question: why you're not doing it? Most of the time they'll tell me about, oh, I'm not ready, I'm not mature enough, I'm not good enough. But you'll never be fully ready, you'll never be the best one in the world. But when you start doing it, when you start going with the journey, you just keep growing and keep being ready. There's no time that is fully ready of being the best or being the most complete product or most complete company. But I would just say, just start doing it and you'll find your way to grow and be ready.
So I guess for me, 3 points. First of all, think fast. Second of all, do fast. And third of all, fail fast. Don't try to stick on your own thoughts or ideas when you start your own business, because that may not be the correct one. After you contact with more customers that you have, more sharing that you have taken, and then you will find out that your ideas at first may not be the correct one. So fine-tune your ideas and then think again, do again, and then fail again, and then you success.
Yeah, very good. I mean, just like lean start concepts, like just start for a minimum viable products, test the market, see whether it works or not. Try to spend minimal effort, but keep on trying it to see whether you can pivot and be successful. So really, thank you for joining us today. I mean, we have really very inspiring Gen Zs here, and we have a really great chat today. So, I mean, thank you very much. But I just want to for all of you guys to come over and ask questions after the sessions if they are free, of course. Anyway, really thank you very much for all of them, and enjoy the day. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.